still have this same stuff out. You know what this means? New Mythic Legions review. 2 in a row. I guess we could say 3, because I also picked up the Mythic Legions head pack, which is just cool. I'll just show this in the box. You can see everything that's there. I'll be putting these on as I review the next figure. But alternate skeleton heads equals cool stuff. And you can tell my doggies think so too. All right, so who did I get? I'd never seen this figure before. Never, ever. I was looking for something different, something new. I was looking for Transformers, looking at G.I. Joes, looking for Chuckles, looking for Lieutenant Falcon. Got this lady. Her name is Névé. 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 I'm just going to say Névé. And if it ain't right, well, I mean, that is a striking purple helmet. A female knight. I have lots of knights, but no female knights. She looks like she might have parts that will swap out with the wizard lady that I ordered. This should be coming this summer. And, you know, my figure of the year last year was a female figure. That would have been Beluelith, the Beastmaster. So, we're going to get this open. But first of all, you can see the package. Same package most Mythic Legions come in. We have a foily 4 horseman symbol. Actually, that's not foily. Sorry about that. It's just normal white. The back is a different image than we've seen. This is a cool looking guy, reminiscent of something from something Asian, you know, something Asian. And I saw the Minotaur guy at the store, and I almost got that. Also, the big bear, $120 of a bear. I saw it. It is impressive. It is impressive. I really thought about getting it. I mean, $25 more than I paid for these 2 sets. Somebody else I saw I never seen before was the Exiles from Under the Mountain, which is basically hobbits or dwarves. It's a big set. It's $100, but you get 2 figures and lots of different things. I almost got that instead of these 2. I saw her, and I knew I was going to get that skeleton head pack eventually. So now that I dropped it, let's get the review underway. Névé. See, I can't say these names. I don't know. I don't speak Mythosian. I just made up the language name, I guess. Maybe. All right, so I made a good choice with this figure because she's really cool. I'm not using my platform that spins around because look at that little piece of dirt. Yeah, okay, all right. The reason why I'm not using that is because I'm going to pick it up and show you some stuff about this. Obviously, I've had a Mythic Legions female figure before, but the one that I have, which is Beluelith, is what they call 2.0. This figure is a 1.0, and it just has a larger build and stuff. But another thing, Beluelith is armored from head to toe. No skin except for her hands. And I think this more exhibitionist type of figure might be of interest to people who like to customize, people that are doing pops and swaps and stuff. So let's just go over some details about that. First of all, I'm a big fan of the game Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, that is an awesome game. And Forbidden West, and there's another one coming out eventually. Be sure to play it. I mean, but if she had red hair, she would be the main character of Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm convinced that's why this caught my eye. When I saw this, I was looking at a bunch of characters I've never seen before, a bunch of characters I have seen at the toy store. When I saw her, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. That's what I'm getting. I mean, I was looking at Dr. Mindbender, G.I. Joe Classified. I was looking at a few Transformers. When I saw the Névé, I was like, this is what I'm getting. So, yeah. So, let's just a little bit about the sculpt. So, like I say, this is what they would term a 1.0 figure. It has larger body parts. It's most women are smaller figures. I'm going to say, let's see, the ones I've seen in stores and stuff, and the one I have. This one is uh, as big as the male figures, just with a female form. So I took this apart also because I wanted to know some things. Okay, so let's just go ahead and say it's really hard to get this apart. The torso pops off, but you got to put a lot of force into it. And her arms, the articulation here is hindered. Her muscles are too big for her to raise her shoulders any more than this. So if you were hoping to get a She-Ra out of her, that's the best you're going to get. All right. Which isn't bad. But once we put the shoulder potters on, which I'll talk about in a minute, you'll see that this even worse. So on the front side, so this is a belt that's covering up another belt, which is covering up the normal waist piece. And I'll just go ahead and show that to you. Yeah. So it's just the regular thing. And this on the inside thigh is the same thing or kind of thing that was in Cannoc's Vol that I had fail on me. And I had to have the Four Horsemen semi replacement part. Way to drop it. She really don't have trouble standing. She is getting a little looser, and her foot came off like as soon as shortly after I took it out of the package and was just posing around. The foot just came right off. I mean, it's designed to come off, but I'm just saying. So basically, underneath this belt, which is very nice, you got a skull. You got some mysterious pockets, which we know the Four Horsemen are good about sculpting, and loops, utility loops. They also use those a lot. On the back side, this butt piece is in fact, let's say it goes in the tail socket where the Monkey King or the Mouse King has a tail. So it's the same piece that they have, or the Turpiculi. It has the same waist piece of different color. So we got that out of the way. But yes, you could remove that and add a tail if you'd like to. It's a pretty good behind. I would not recommend taking it off unless you just wanted to add a tail. This front piece is the type that always gets on my nerves. It's just a little slot in there. If something's going to just randomly start letting loose, that's what it'll be. Now, I have the Blue Knot Builder 3, which should be shipping soon because I just got Anthophiles and I ordered that like a month after I ordered Anthophiles. So that's another reason why I got this. I thought the blue knight pieces would go well with this female knight that also has a lot of blue pieces. Not to mention that Oksana or whatever that is called that I ordered, but that might be a 1.0 figure. Not sure. So let's talk about her boots. They are perfectly what you expect, furry boots, little straps. Nothing special there. This is part of that underneath the belt, the girdle. I would call that a girdle, yes. In football, this would be a girdle. So the arms. Okay, so there's a bangle here and two loose bracelets. The other arm, it has a furry gauntlet. Alrighty, so we'll look at her head for a second. So she's got war paint right there, or perhaps she's the description, the bio says she's a frost giant. So this could be her blue blood. If frost giants have blue blood, I don't know. I like the hair though, the braids that come down. This on the back does hinder the motion of her head a little bit. She cannot look up while that's on. That's just a consequence of having good hair. Some serious hairspray. Now I'm just going to take that off so we can look at her upper half, which some people are going to want to know about, especially customizers. So she has this ugliness on her back, which is where you plug in the, this slot would be for a backpack of some type, sort of like Anthophyles wings. And then you have these two that are for the pauldrons, which I'll talk about in a minute, all right? Now, this top strap is sculpted on. So if a person wanted to do something with that, they're going to have to deal with the top strap being sculpted on. I'm pretty sure if you want a bare female torso from the Four Horsemen, the Spirit of Christmas present. It's past. Spirit of Christmas past. Looks like a bride doll sort of thing. And it is a completely, I'll say, nude figure, but it is not in a natural human color. So it's a pale white, the original, and the reissue is like a Smurf blue. So if you want a Caucasian that way, it's not going to happen. I'm pretty sure this bodice is glued on. It's like a glued on piece. So, I mean, you probably could remove at least this right here that goes around her neck, but you're still going to have this ugly strap and this slot piece attached always. So that's a bummer for you if you want to do that. I don't do stuff like that. I can't say I've never did the Master Universe Classics Tila. Uh, I've had her swap out the top, but they designed that so it could be removed if you were not afraid to make the straps unglue. There's no glue here though, except for what glues on the front piece. It's time to talk about the accessories. First of all, we have this nice Knight's helmet. Now, this is the same bucket helmet we have with some other Knights, but we don't have, until now, this like sort of purplish hue to the metal. And I'm going to tell you what it reminds me of the more I look at it. Way back in the 90s, we had the micro machines. Remember the micro machines? I had the ones that changed color in the sunlight. I had a jet plane that was silver, and in the sunlight it would turn this pinkish purplish hue. And looky here, that's the same. I don't know if that's coming across on my camera, but it is very nice, very pleasing. Okay, so I mean, automatically when you see this bucket helmet like this with a cross on there, you automatically have Christian ideas in your head. This is not a Christian brand, but that is what the idea, the Knights Templar and such, the Four Horsemen are going for here. So there's that. We also have the shield. Now the shield here, notice it has holes in it. This is the first time I've seen the holes shine through. It's perfectly nice on the camera. A purple backdrop. So this is that dumb kind of handle that you have to deal with. You can snap the bear out, and you could put a different emblem or a like a a round thing or whatever there. So yeah. So I'm going to put that shield in her hand, but I might have to break out my friend the hairdryer. I'm just using my fingers to get it spread apart. Yeah, that worked. So the thing is, when I unboxed it, sitting at my kitchen table, this is not my kitchen table. I don't eat on this table. Maybe some nuts. I saw these arrows and I was like, why does it have arrows? Oh no, it didn't come with a bow. I need a bow. Ah, nope, that's not what these arrows are for. If it did come with a bow, it would probably be pretty crappy. Most of the bows, I haven't found a satisfactory bow in modern action figures. Now, maybe if I start paying $100 for them or something. No, these arrows are not for a bow. They're for the shield. So this is my first time of actually doing it. Ha! So it's like she caught the arrow in the shield. And you know, you got blue ones, you got red ones, you got silver ones. So you Elden Ring fans, this red one, that's Scarlet Rot, right? And this blue one is Sleep. Probably, well, you can't like, and I don't think you can jam them in so they stick through. Well, you can in some of them. Yeah, look. So some of them can go in farther. Also notice that there are some scratch marks and stuff on the shield. They really did a good job of giving us a battle hardened shield, and the arrows are just brilliant. Oh yeah. All right. So we also have a sword. Now this sword is very nice. It is reminiscent of Tila or Shira. It kind of does look like the 2000X Shira, which I have hanging on my wall. It looks a lot like her sword. I'm going to have to use my thumb and separate her fingers again. I have my hair dryer here if I need it, but I'm able to get, they're pliable enough. This is a really cool sword. Now it does have painted details too. It is nice and gold. But you can see that the hilt, what there is of it, is a different shade. And the pommel, yeah, pommel. Way to drop the words, SpartanNerd. Drop those big words. Of the bucket helmet, you can take these spikes off and change them with other spikes. It's just, I already know this because of other ones that I have. And the axe. This axe has a really thick 2x4 square feel to it. So I'm going to have to do the fingers again and jam it in. She doesn't have any kind of sheath. Well, I mean, she has this loop. Yeah, we can do that. Put the loop. That works. So now we have axe wielding barbarian knight woman coming for you. I do not prefer the helmeted head. It's cool though that we have a female knight. I prefer that one. Oh yeah. All right, there is one more accessory before I talk about the pauldrons. One more accessory. It came with this medallion. Now, it was bent like this in the package. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be. I assume it's not supposed to be. So I'm about to use the hair dryer on the pauldrons because they won't go in. And I'll see if I can straighten that out without any drama. I wasn't sure where to put it on her belt, but you can just hang it on her belt however you want. I don't know the meaning of the medallion, if it has a meaning, story importance or something. I just don't know. So What about the shoulder pauldrons? I keep putting it off. It's the same dumb design they've been giving us since I started collecting Mythic Legions, which wasn't that long ago. My first Mythic Legion I got had this problem. You got this peg, all right, and you got those holes that are on the back. The problem is, let me go ahead and take this shield out of her hand. I don't want to knock the arrows off or break them or something. Yeah, so the problem is the peg does not go into the hole flush. And like I'm putting all kind of pressure. Um, it's very common in Mythic Legions for this problem. So I'm going to break out the trusty hair dryer. Somebody out there in the world of the internet is wondering, what kind of hair dryer does a SpartanNerd use? Well, I have no idea how long I've had this, when it came into my life. Has it been here since I got married? Did it come over from my house when I had luscious hair? Ha 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 ha. Where did my wife get it? I don't know. I don't know. But it's been here a while, and it's just a hairdryer. Now, if you remember when I did the Gamecocks night a couple years ago, hey, look, that went right in. I love it. That's the first time I've been able to get it go right in before it cools off. Get the other one in. So yeah, the Gamecocks nights. When I did that project, those the leather knight, that's the one that worked the best. And the undead builder uh, also does pretty good, but that is more 2.0. So those shoulder pauldrons are kind of awkward with the hair. I mean, it works. You could definitely spend more time than I want to spend on camera doing. Swap that out with the bucket helmet, and it will look more. Oh, that looks so much better. That makes the helmet look better. That's the way to do it. If you're going to use the helmet, definitely use the pauldrons. She looks like she's armored up majorly in her upper torso. So now it's time to have some comparisons and some fun, right? Comparisons and fun time. So here she is with a couple other knight type characters. The guy with the bow is more of an elf. I think it might be Lithian Guard or something like that. Lyrian Guard. Lyrian. That's not right. It's something guard. Xylernian Guard. All right. And the other one is also the Xylernian Guard's head on the Knight Templar, Silver Knight Templar body. And, she fits right with these two guys. She might be actually bigger than them two. As a matter of fact, I, hadn't showed these guys off as much because I was getting them earlier in my Mythic Legion collection when I wasn't doing videos. So here we have Névé fighting against Demaestros, who's doing what he does best, reanimating things, right? And these two heads on these two other figures are from the Undead Heads pack that I picked up today. Also, I especially like the one on Demaestros. That one is a like a fanged skull head. If you look really close, you can see that it has like the protruding upper lip and stuff. It's very Alcala-ish, updated Alcala-ish. Alfredo Alcala. If you don't know what I'm talking about, who was one of the first people to illustrate Skeletor. Um, so anyway, she's holding this sword and going into battle, and the axe is in that loop on the side. To get the hair to look right with those pauldrons, you have to tuck them under first if you don't want to take the pauldrons back off, and then struggle to get them back on and fight with the hair at the same time. So, I already mentioned she can't raise her arms so high. This shoulder pauldron is also going to keep that from happening. This is true from anyone in Mythic Legions, pretty much. When they wear the shoulder pauldrons the way that they're designed like this, they can't raise their arms up but so high anyway. So here is, I keep talking about them, but so here's Belulith, my figure of the year for 2025. And also the recent figure I reviewed, the Trapiculi. The Trapiculi is the kind of creature that Belulith leads into battle. So she comes with this pet. And notice I have put the gorilla head from the heads pack on the Trapiculi. So just a little comparison. Yes, indeed, Belulith is fully, she don't show any skin except for her face. But you can see it's a smaller build than what we have with Névé. Here's a little scene from Horizon Zero Dawn. Of course, Aloy fights robotic dinosaurs all the time. That is, when I saw that the first time, that's what really got me excited about getting a PlayStation 5. I saw that advertised at Best Buy, that game. It's like, wow. I actually bought Final Fantasy Remake and didn't play it forever because I was so hooked on Horizon Zero Dawn. So, you know, it's a cool game. But Neve, it looks like she belongs in that game and is doing something from that game. Welcome to your successor, right? I'm going to guard the change cup from now on. I don't know. It seems to be like the Gold Knight fails at his job for some reason. That change keeps disappearing. So anyway, same kind of bucket helmet, but he has a hole in the top to put the feathers in, and she just has the holes on the side to swap in different horns. So, what is the SpartanNerd rating of Neve? I didn't mention she has alternate hands, by the way, but they just have a tighter grip, so I don't see the point of using them. I mean, if they were fist or open, it would be different, but it's just the same gripping hands with smaller gripping space, which is not useful at all. Anyways, maybe for holding the rein of the bear if she was on the bear that I didn't buy today, man. I kind of think maybe I should have. I don't know. Maybe I'll get it one day. It's just expensive, but it's big and nice and awesome. Anyways, what's my rating? So, her sculpt, her paint, it's all spot on. There ain't a single problem with this. At first, kind of like the blue eyes with no pupils. That's kind of freaky, but that's what the character is, a frost giant. So maybe they don't have pupils. I don't know. She just has blue eyes and maybe blue blood if that's a scar. Um, yeah. Uh, in Belula's case, you can change her hair. You can't change the hair on this figure. I don't think that's a point to take away or anything like that. I mean, it's a feature that kind of missed out, but you did get an alternate head as a helmet that you could use on somebody else. Yeah, the sculpt is just terrific. I wouldn't have got it if the sculpt didn't look good. Sculpt and paint didn't look good. I mean, straight up. And so, was she on my list of figures to get, like, ever? No, she wasn't. Because I never seen it before. Till I went to Toy Federation today. In spring break when I had time. A little scratch. So. Still don't know what the little medallion is. That was, somebody out there, that would be really bad for them. I use the hair dryer and straighten it out. It's no problem. If it's got a little warp to it, so what? It looks like it's an old artifact kind of thing. I mean, what is it? I don't know. I don't know the story. And maybe it doesn't even have a story. Maybe it's just a medallion that looks cool. Nah, it's got a story. I have to make one up. Yeah. Sculpt, paint, articulation. It's kind of a stupid problem not able to raise your arms up. Kind of a stupid problem. Even without the shoulder pauldrons on. So that totally has to be a mark off. So, but, so I had no attachment to this figure because I never saw it before today. But she hits the feels point anyway, because that's when I saw this, I thought, boom, Horizon Zero Dawn. Boom, female knight. Boom. She looks epic. I mean, and I believe that the parts from the Blue Knight are going to go well with her. The parts from the Oksana, whatever that thing is that I ordered, I think that's going to go well with her. And yeah, so this is just me getting ready for stuff that's going to be coming too. So this gets the feels point. So that means this gets a 4 out of 5. Yeah, and it earned it very well. I'm glad I came across this today. I didn't have to wait 18 months like I had to wait for Buzz Off Anthophiles, right? There was no pre-order process here. Now, might I have missed out on this? Maybe. Never saw it before. It was not an impulse buy because I stopped in a toy store to find something to buy. Well, I found it, so yeah, I'm glad. So I give Neve a 4 out of 5. I think her accessories are terrific, especially like the shield. Okay, so I've had several Mythic Legion shields, and they all stink. This one's a cool shield. This is a cool shield. They did this one right. Like, no modification needed. I love the different arrow colors that you can stick them in there. That's such a detail, like, just amazing detail. Uh, that axe is also thoroughly painted and thoroughly sculpted. And I haven't seen that axe before anywhere. I do have some double-sided axes, but I don't have that specific one. So the shoulder pauldrons look good. They actually have this like, Bowser from Super Mario Brothers. Kind of that turtle shell look to them. And I like that a lot, especially that I think that adds to her Horizon Zero Dawn ish, this Aloy ishness. Do I think she's pretty? I mean, I've seen prettier figures. That's not why I got her. Somebody might be wondering, does SpartanNerd think this was pretty? No, not really. Not really. So I award Neve a 4 out of 5 that she earned very well, I'll just say. Very well. And I'm glad I have this to add to my collection. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Um, I've been getting lots of hits on my videos about Whiplash. Uh, thank you for that. And Thundercracker took off. Thundercracker took off. I like that. He took off because at F-15, he took off. Yeah. Hey, maybe I get another review in tomorrow. Who knows? Spring break. I have no schedule. I love that. Thanks.